Good afternoon, Hailstalkers. We got Derik here. Got the green suit on today. First 5-star map of the year, and we're definitely in for some more active weather, I think, this year. I think it's got to be good luck that we had to get the green suit out on St. Patrick's Day. I definitely didn't feel weird walking around town in the green suit today. Everybody just thought I was into the holiday a lot. So a couple of things we're going to go through. We're going to look at the map from yesterday. We're going to talk about some different areas that we felt like had some different types of impacts. Yesterday was a pretty unique type of setup in that we had areas that had high volumes of hail, areas that had more isolated hail, areas that had big hail, smaller hail. And really, as you kind of dive into that, you see there's some nuances with this map. But overall, I think we have $1 billion loss will occur across Dallas when things are all said and done. So that's how big this event will be in Dallas. $1 billion event happens pretty much every year in Dallas, but this is always one of their big ones, at least for this year. So again, we're going to look at how the forecast went for yesterday. What did we say we thought would happen, and then what actually happened? Take a look at that. And you see it, got the green bow tie on, looking spiffy today with all the green stuff. I hope you like my mustache as well. That's for some rodeo stuff. Anyway, so, and then do we have any more severe weather coming up down the road? That's always something I'm always interested in. And so we're going to take a look at that and see what we have. So yesterday, what did we have happen? So as you can see, again, we forecasted up to tennis ball size hail. And this is kind of the area that we thought things would take off. You can see we have our hatched area right through here. We had a lot of storms that produced up to tennis ball and even baseball size hail up across southern Oklahoma. One thing that was in question, we had concerns of would the dry line fire. So we knew this stuff would fire on the cold front up here at the triple point, but we were curious if the dry line would form, and that's exactly what happened. As soon as we saw that storm go up just to the west of Mineral Wells, signs pointed at large hail was going to happen in Dallas, and sure enough, that's exactly what happened. So as we zoom in, you can see, again, we kind of thought stuff would stay just to the north of Dallas. It was tough. We just barely missed it there as storms moved in through Dallas. Should have had the purple icon, obviously, and our hatched area should have been drugged down just a little bit further south. But overall, not a horrible forecast. Definitely had the right mindset with the idea of what was going on. And so we'll continue to learn from this, as that's what we do. We just continue to learn in weather. And then we still had a few isolated storms. You can see even all the way down south of San Antonio. Late last night had some severe weather, extended all the way across over towards the Shreveport area. So that's how everything rolled out. Now as we take a look at what the 5-star map, here's what it looked like. You can see that when we talked about that dry line forming, right? That storm formed way back out here and then moved all the way across. This is the first storm that went across to the north here, had some more activity, refire back here to the west and move in. And this one fired about the same time, moving through the Claiborne area, producing really, really large hail there. So some of the stats, again, obviously we had Dallas, Fort Worth, Claiborne, Killeen. We had Mineral Wells, Weatherford. Maximum hail size that we've seen so far is at 3-inch in diameter. We had 262,000 plus homes, structures impacted by this hail event across really all of north central Texas, north central Texas. So big time event. Like I said, early estimations right now, this will be a $1 billion loss hailstorm. And that's just from some estimations, some different numbers that we're looking at right now, and including some damage stuff that we've already gotten back. So we can confirm there is damage from this storm. As we zoom over here to Dallas, you can see, and some of the characteristics of this storm, just to kind of break this down for you. So this was the first storm that moved up here through Irving. This particular storm, the hail wasn't quite as large. So we have our orange here indicating inch and a half, so ping pong ball size hail. With your quarter size hail up here, but this produced a higher volume of hail. So there was a lot of hail that fell with this storm and had some wind with it. And then this second storm back here, as we come back over here, you can see this storm refired. This produced more isolated hail, although we are seeing, and I have seen, damage in this area of Fort Worth here. So even though the hail was isolated, you may not see as many hits on a roof. There are still damage marks with the roofs that we've seen inspections done on so far out of the Fort Worth area. So there is stuff in that area for sure that we've seen. So taking a look at some of the photos that we came in here, check that out. That's just some big time hail there. in someone's hand there. Some of the more stats that we have here: 9,300 structures impacted by at least baseball-size hail. The southern Fort Worth storm, again, had the highest population with the bigger hail, but again, that was more isolated, but was damaging hail. We've definitely seen some images of damage come out of that. Again, like we talked about just a second ago, hail through Irving was more wind-driven, had more significant volumes of hail, and we've definitely seen some more impacts to your car dealerships. Big PDR storm, probably the Irving storm, as compared to some of the larger hits that happened back to the west. Again, this will be a big loss for all the insurance companies as well. Again, estimating this to be over $1 billion loss. So roof damage, car damage, skylight damage, structural damage were all reported through Weatherford, Fort Worth, and Irving, Texas. So big time area, big time population area, impacted with an extremely impactful event with very large hail. Total though, we had 109 severe weather reports yesterday, 87 of those for hail, 22 of those for wind. I even had a tornado in the Fort Worth area yesterday as well. So what do we got going on for the next storm system? So as you can see, we're gonna have cold air has basically rushed all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. Currently a little bit of severe weather on the Gulf Coast, but really we're just kind of in a cold, stable environment until we get to Thursday. That's when we'll see the jet stream. Our next trough will come out. As this ejects out, it will grab warm, moist air and pull that to the north, right back into Texas and Oklahoma, the southern plains. That's when we're watching our next chance of severe weather. And as you can see, this will progress to the east as we get into Friday. We'll see this area of warm, moist air extend up to the north. So we'll start talking about Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Arkansas, maybe as far north as parts of the Midwest. So this severe weather threat could go fairly far north as we get into Friday afternoon, and then that will kind of push off, and we'll kind of start to try to reset things back out here to the west again for Saturday. So this will be more of a Saturday, potentially into Sunday time frame for more severe weather that could come back into Texas and Oklahoma. So a lot of activity. We're going to have about, again, 5 to 6 days that will be fairly calm, as this last storm system that was so powerful just sweeps all the moisture down to the Gulf of Mexico. But as that next one comes out on Thursday, it's going to pull it back up. That one does not reset. So we just have another storm system that comes back out the following Saturday. So we're going to start to see the amount of severe weather, the days in between the break, is going to start to get smaller and smaller as we get deeper and deeper into spring. We get more moisture, more instability. We start to see more severe weather almost every day. Eventually, as we get into April, we'll start to see that pick up. So here's a look at it though. So you can see the warm air comes up as we get into Thursday. Look at all the warm area. We call this the warm sector. When it comes to severe weather, you'll see this front kind of drape across. More than likely, we'll have a dry line. The low pressure will set up, and that'll push everything off to the east as we go through the afternoon. But again, this one kind of comes down here, but then it's going to reset back up and allow the moisture to come back up on Saturday. Dew points, here's that moisture again. Look at it come up here. So on Thursday, and we'll pull more moisture up to the north as we get into Thursday afternoon. And then that'll push off to the east as we get into Friday afternoon. You can see moisture from southeast Oklahoma down into Texas, Arkansas, Missouri. This will change some. This is still about a week out, but so we'll see some changes. And then as we get into Saturday, moisture comes back all the way to the southeast, and you can already see the moisture coming back up here in Oklahoma as we get into Saturday morning. So we'll see that continue to push in. Instability-wise, the more instability, the more likely we have severe weather. This is early afternoon instability, so instability will only go up as we go through the afternoon hours. Missouri into Oklahoma, into Texas. That's where we're going to be watching for severe weather as we go into Thursday afternoon. We'll see that instability shift off to the east as we get into Friday afternoon. This is near peak heating. You can see Mississippi, Louisiana, definitely a hot spot, but going to have to watch southeast Missouri, maybe St. Louis if things shift a little bit further north as we get into Friday. And then everything kind of gets shoved off the coast Saturday morning. And again, we'll watch everything back to the west. So Thursday, this is where I'm thinking this is the area that we're going to have to watch. Again, we'll see some shifting with this. You haven't seen a forecast come out from the Storm Prediction Center yet. Not a lot of confidence in this yet, but I can say, I'm gonna say Oklahoma and Texas, pretty good likelihood that we'll see severe weather in both of these states on Thursday. The question will be, can we get it all the way up into Wichita or Missouri or Arkansas? We'll have to see how fast and the direction, the exact storm path as that storm moves out. So that'll be the one thing that we'll have to watch. And then again, everything shifts off to the east. So you've got Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, and Tennessee. Really watching those areas as we get into Friday afternoon. So that's the forecast. Again, hope you enjoyed the green suit recap of the 5-star map that we produced yesterday. Always remember, you can follow us on, get out of the way here, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and as always, there's our phone number, 855-334-4245, or info@hailtrace.com. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great evening.